Hi guys. So we are on our way to go get firewood. We'll see if I actually get this video put out. Summer has been absolutely crazy. Summer is now over. The leaves, whatever leaves here do turn colors, are turning, and we are trying to get everything wrapped up before it snows. We could have snow on the ground already. Some years we do at this time of year. This year we don't, but we've got cool nights. Frost freezes most nights, and pretty comfortable working temperature days. So we are doing some firewood work today and bringing the camera along. So that's what we've got going on.
It's a play day.
Well, we both do enjoy doing firewood.
Yeah. Whether we come home with firewood or not, we're
coming home with firewood.
We'll come home with firewood. Yeah.
So if you want the local drama, this happened yesterday. Somebody was going down the road, lost a tire, started a fire, which caught all the hay bales on fire, and he rolled it off the road here to get them spread out. The fire department showed up, helped put it out. They smoldered for most of the day. There's our local rural drama, a hay wagon fire. It's unfortunate with some pretty alfalfa hay, and the trailer's pretty well toast, but that happened not too far from our house yesterday. How you keep a stump. So a bunch of you have wondered where we are getting firewood, since there's obviously not a lot of big trees around our property, though we are planting trees as fast as we can. And somebody did ask, how long it'll be before we can use some of those for firewood. Realistically, unless, a windstorm snaps one over or something, not in my lifetime. Things grow very slowly here. So other than some small limbs or, an occasional wind snap tree or something like that, there's not likely to be firewood on our property anytime in our lifetimes. But this is there's multiple places we could get firewood. Most people around here head into the National Forest, where you can get a firewood permit to cut any dead tree, whether it's already tipped over or still standing. No live trees, obviously. It's about $5 a cord, I believe, for a permit to do that. And we will probably be doing that at some point too. At the moment here, we're doing basically the same thing, except this is on private property. This is a friend's place where they are hoping to build a house one day in their spot in the woods, and that hasn't happened yet, but they have a bunch of trees that are tipped over, and thank you, Ruth and Bruce, for giving us the access to do this, that are in the way of their building site. So the majority of these were standing dead before they were tipped over, and those are the ones we are cutting up for firewood here, as you can see, and loading the truck with in rounds to take back to our place, where we can then split them up. So as you can see through the process here, this involves some cutting and loading of the wood, and a good bit, I'd say probably 3/4 or more of the time is spent. And this would be the same if we were in the National Forest or anywhere else that we've done firewood in the past. 3/4 of the time at least is spent just getting to the trees, whether that's needing to clear brush or move branches and such away from it to be able to get to the chunk of wood. As you can see in that trees around there that are still standing, these are mostly lodgepole pines. They have, fuzzy, limby branches, but not big, really useful branches, just kind of fuzzy stuff that, yes, it will burn if you put in a stack, but it's not very efficient at all to put into a wood stove for heating. So anyway, that's what we are doing here. We are helping, it's a mutually beneficial arrangement. We are helping them clean some trees out of the way of their building site, and we are getting some firewood, and we're very appreciative of the access to go do that. But that's the kind of thing we are doing to access firewood, and it is a good bit of work. It's work we both enjoy doing, but by the time you move things and get to the wood and collect it, and that's all before we bring it home and split it. And of course, having the big log splitter you guys have seen us use lets us collect wood that otherwise would not be usable because some of it is either too large or too full of knots that you simply could not split it by hand. But since we have that heavy log splitter at home, we can, so we can take wood that would otherwise not be useful to anybody for firewood. So that is what we're doing here. This is one of the days of collecting firewood and getting a truckload to bring back to our place. What's that?
Make sure you put
gas in the gas side, not the oil side.
Go.
That's kind of important, I learned.
This saw is not as efficient on fuel as my older saw, because I used to be able to do, when I ran straight cutting logs, I could do pretty close to a cord on one tank.
How old is the saw you're filling?
This one's pretty new.
What are we calling pretty new?
It's probably, this one here is probably 8 years old, 10 years old. That one there is probably 20 years old.
Okay.
But if you take care of them,
they run better than anything made today.
Yeah. And you really can't go wrong with the still.
And like I said, this is the kind of work we both enjoy doing, and we enjoy working together, and we try to also make the time to do things like stop and have a picnic lunch on the back of the truck and eat some snacks, enjoy the view, watch the songbirds, all that, just enjoy our day. And at the end of the day, we've had a wonderful time, a lovely picnic, and come home with a load of firewood. What you are looking at here is the very distinctive mark of beetle kill pine. That bluish color in the woods means all these trees were killed by pine beetles, and that is why they make excellent firewood now. It's too bad they're dead, but they do make excellent firewood. So how much firewood do we got on here?
5 cord.
That would be awesome. Probably one, right?
Probably one cord.
A beautiful beetle kill pine.
A little better than a cord. Normally if it's just humped up, it's 1 cord full, and we're kind of higher than humped.
We got a pretty big hump on there.
So that's a good solid cord anyway.
That was a good day's work. Now the rain's starting, so we're out of here. I'm glad we got done, because there comes a wall of rain over the nearby mountain. Thanks for spending your valuable time with us,
I hope you learned something interesting and useful.
or found something beautiful here.